Okay, let's talk about content length. I received a few comments lately about Showtime being a little bit too long, and I want to address those. I received also similar comments in the past, but yeah, because I've been doing long form content since the beginning, I think every video on the YouTube channel is like 1 hour long at least, or like 90% of them. But the more recent comments are about something different that I think deserves being addressed in a video explicitly. You want to talk about what I am going to do and what I'm not going to do to address this issue. So on the side of things that I am going to do, I want to start a let's call it a video series, something for YouTube, not for Twitch, that is designed to be short form. So that is designed to be, I don't know, 10-15 minutes long, not much more than that. Some of these ideas are not ready yet to be divulged to the public, so I'll keep them private until I have a better understanding of what I want to do. But one idea that might be interesting that I can maybe talk about already is maybe stealing an idea from Andreas Kling. I watched his YouTube channel and he has a couple of series, like he has Car Talk, he has also Cat Talk, I believe. Maybe there's a couple more, but like the idea is basically that the viewers ask him a question and he answers that question on video. I think that might be interesting. So let me put it this way: if you have a question that you want to see answered on video by me, put it in the comments on YouTube or somehow let me know, and I'll answer it in a video. So yeah, depending on how much interest there is for this, and if I can give interesting answers to those questions, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So that might very well become a thing. So yeah, if you have any, let me know. For other ideas, those don't depend on external input. So you will see the video published basically if I go through with them. Now, another thing that I want to do is change the format of Showtime. Showtime has always been 2 pieces of content every episode, just so that you can experience some variety. The idea is that if you are not interested in one part of Showtime, hopefully you will be more interested in the other part. And so it's always been like 2 different speakers, 2 talks, or a talk and a ZBrush, something like this. But interviews are super long. And so what I'm going to do is that if a Showtime episode has an interview, the only piece of content of that episode is going to be the interview. No more second talk after or before or whatnot. Now, this should help shorten super long show times, but the interview itself can be long. And for example, the last interview was 3 hours long. Now, I think we are now entering the camp of things that I am not going to do. So I am not going to shorten those interviews. I'm not going to shorten them through editing. And the reason why I'm not going to shorten them through editing nor artificially in terms of structure. And I can expand a little bit more on these 2 fronts. So on the side of editing, I'm not going to shorten them that way for 2 reasons. One is that as an artistic choice, I don't want to edit my videos almost at all, because there are, like, every time you so I understand why most content creators want to cut silences and, you know, dead space between one thing said to the next, and maybe somebody is rambling and you can even cut their arms or where they stumble upon their words a little bit. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to give the artificial impression that we are smarter than who we are. I am who you are seeing right now in this video, and the speaker is who you see in the interview videos. And when they need a moment to think about an answer, you will see that. And when they are unsure about something, you will see that also in the way they stumble when trying to say something. I don't want to take that away. I want to keep that side of reality very clear in the video. Now, this is not a, I don't know, low-key complaint about cutting and editing, because obviously there are great reasons to want to do that, right? It makes content more accessible, easier to consume, more dense of information. So that's all great work that YouTubers and other content creators do. It's not a artistic space that I personally want to explore today. So I want to stay more on the side of real things. The second side of the same coin when it comes to editing is that editing takes a lot of effort. And if you compare me to other YouTubers that you probably follow, you're used to them put a lot of production value, a lot of effort into the content that they produce. And like that's really non-trivial amounts of effort in general and skill. On my side, I'm not a YouTuber. Yes, I do have a YouTube channel. Yes, I do have a Twitch stream, but I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a Twitch streamer. I'm the VP of community at the Z Software Foundation. So the YouTube channel and the Twitch stream and the activities around these two communication outlets are surely related to what I do at the Software Foundation, but maximizing the effectiveness of my YouTube channel is not the best course of action given what I am supposed to do to maximize, if you will, the growth of the language, or rather, do a decent job at what I do. So I am producing videos that hopefully make people more interested in Zig and explain concepts and stuff, and I put them on my YouTube channel, yes, but if I were to put the effort necessary to make everything super nice, also, you also have to factor into this equation the fact that I am not good at editing videos. So there's a bag of effort that I have, and also I'm limited by the things that I know how to do well and things that I don't know how to do. So if I were to basically try to edit everything and make everything super polished, I would be fucking up everything else. So TLDR. So this answers the editing reason why, so this explains why I don't want to edit videos to make them shorter. It's not the artistic style that I want to have, and it takes a lot of effort that would be not well allocated given what I'm supposed to do. Second point is I don't want to shorten interviews artificially through other means, like maybe ask a couple of questions to the person being interviewed, and then once we reach the hour, just tell them goodbye. I'm not going to do that either. Whenever I get into an interview, there is a very specific story that I want to tell. In the case of Abner, we had a set of topics that we wanted to cover. In the case of Jonathan, we didn't have a preset list of questions, but I knew what I wanted to ask. He had experience with Rust, and that's, I think, invaluable for us because we have the opportunity of talking with somebody that can explain to us how it was being inside a project that was so successful as Rust and also TypeScript. So these are all insights that I think are really important to see what they do well, what they don't do well, because it's the same for us. Some things we do well, some things we don't do well, like everybody else. So the point is, I do design the line of questioning and where I want the interview to go. Now, maybe from your perspective, these are not the greatest interviews ever. That's fine. It's criticism that I'm definitely willing to accept. But I do want to tell the full story that I have in my mind when I get into an interview. And if it takes 3 hours, I'm gonna do a 3-hour interview. Well, or at least as long as the as the person being interviewed is willing to stay and answer my questions, of course. But so long story short, I'm not willing to cut those short. I think that I want to conclude by saying that, like, if you're watching this content, the Zig story is complicated, and you kinda have to spend some time to watch it and understand the nuance. The point of these things is to pull out some of the nuance from things. Most of the questions that I ask, for example, in interviews, have easy and superficial answers that you can read in a blog post much more efficiently. What I try to show you in these interviews is the nuance, is the human factor, is all the smaller details that do make a difference when you are trying to understand how certain mechanisms behave in reality. So it's supposed to be a source of information that is a little bit more nutritious than a blog post or other similar things. So I'm not willing to concede these artistic choice or like this artistic control over the structure of the interview over the fact that people are used to 10-minute long videos on YouTube. I'm not going to. Now, how can you mitigate the fact that how can you deal with the fact that I'm tossing at you a 3-hour long video, which I do understand it's a lot. So I can understand that. My suggestion is, well, when I put up a standalone video for the interview, I do break down the questions one by one. Like if you watch the interview with Jonathan, there are chapters for each single question. So if it turns out that you don't care about one specific question, or at one point halfway through the answer you're already satisfied with what you heard, you can move to the next question very quickly. YouTube allows you to do that very easily. It's a nice feature, so make sure to use it. Helps you save time and helps you stay interested. Another thing that you can do is watch the video at a speed greater than 1.0. I watch basically all conference talks on YouTube at least 1.25. You can do 150. You can do maybe 175. Maybe my pronunciation might not be clear enough for 175. I do apologize for that. There is nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best in that regard, but I think that you can pull off a 150. So that also helps you save time. Finally, showtime is once a month. So I do push out a 3-hour long interview, but that's the only video basically that you're going to get for a full month. So don't treat it as a 3-hour long session that you have to do all at once. Think of it as maybe 6 videos, 30 minutes long each or something like this. So you can watch it over time. I'm not tossing at you 8 hours worth of content every day. So I think that if you make good use of all these tricks, you can soften the blow. Well, I hope I answered all questions and I clarified my position when it comes to content length. I will say that I don't think I'm above all criticism, so if you want to raise other criticism, feel free. Some things I think I do well, some other things I'm learning, or some other things I'm just not particularly good at. That's fine. I just hope that this clarifies my thinking. So if you want to criticize the length of my content, I would recommend criticizing my reasons behind it and not just the content itself, the length of the content itself anymore. So I hope this was interesting, and I hope to see you all soon. Next showtime is going to be, I think, on the 22nd. I'm gonna do the newsletter and update the website very soon. So I hope to see you there. Bye.